The way they describe each character in the show is they give them a different body part, and Grace is the heart of the show, whereas like Ashley is the liver and Guion is the backbone. I think Grace is one of those characters that puts everybody else and her patients and her work before herself, but she's got so much going on inside that you don't realize. But she's 100% loyal and there for her patients, 100%. When we see Grace in episode 1, it's her first day. It's her first day at the job, but it's also her first day back since an incident happened at her old job. And so for her, there's a lot of nerves and a lot of, you know, going back in and kind of being faced with all these challenges and this feeling of, you know, what happened before and needing to like get past that. So there's a lot going on for her. She's meeting new people, there's trauma, there's so much happening, but also she's confronted with her past at every turn. So what drew me to this project was when I initially auditioned, I was given like really short sides and I didn't really know anything about the project, or I just knew that it was about nurses, and I was drawn to that because there isn't really anything that's about nurses, and I think there's such an underappreciated role in society. And so initially I was like, well, this would be amazing to kind of like explore that world and see and bring light to those hardworking people. I think audiences will react to Grace in a very real way, I think, when it comes out kind of what has happened to her in her past and the things that she's confronted with, or something that's been very real in our world right now, and things that have happened and been brought to the light. And I think showing a story about a young woman who goes through this in a field that isn't just in Hollywood, in other aspects of jobs, when, you know, sexual assault and things like that do happen, I think people will, you know, find strength in her story and be able to relate and find comfort in knowing that they aren't alone and that you can stand up for yourself. My experience working with this cast has been amazing. I couldn't have asked for a better cast. You know, when you start a project and you're working with a bunch of people, especially in an ensemble cast, you never really know how everybody's personalities are going to gel together. But we hang out all the time. Like, we had brunch yesterday just because, like, we all get along super well. Audiences can get excited to see a medical drama that has so much more heart to it than that, and it lives in a really real place of being there with these patients and really understanding their stories, and not just the physical ailments of their illness, but their emotional ailments as well, and being there to support that. And the stories are really beautiful, and you get attached, and it's lovely. I think it's important to see, you know, leading ladies on the screen, because ladies are awesome and we deserve to tell stories as much as men. And I think what this show does really well is it's all very equal and everything, which I think it should be. I don't think there should be a hierarchy on either side. I think the stories that they've written for us women, especially, you know, Grace with her sexual assault and confronting that, is really important and really empowering. And I think what the show does overall on both parties is it's really empowering. So I think that's really important. I have learned that my memory is insane, and I never knew that I could memorize as quickly as I can and learn how to do doctor things, which was kind of cool. But also I've learned, you know, so much from playing a nurse and seeing what they go through on a daily basis and how much compassion they need. And I feel like it has made me more compassionate just in my day-to-day life, because you never know what somebody's going through at any point, whether they seem like they're fine on the outside. And I think that that's something that's always a really good reminder. And with these shows, you know, they may not be sick, but they may be the parent of somebody who is. And you just never know what's going on with somebody. One of the highlights of shooting this series for me, for sure, is the cast. You know, working with the people that I've gotten to work with, and also our writers and all of our directors have been incredible. And so it's just been such an incredible learning experience from being able to work with such incredible people who are positive and so much fun, as well as our writers and directors. It's been amazing. The show is compassionate, dedicated, hardworking, insanely smart, and loving. My favorite part about playing a character like Grace is that she's got so much going on. She's got so many complexities. So, you know, there's always something else going on behind the scenes that you're not really aware of. And there's so much going on with her at any given moment that it's been really fun to play, because everything can be so nuanced and there's so many layers to deal with.